It's Thanksgiving, and I was reflecting as to what I was thankful for. And I was thinking back to when I was in St. Bart's, if you were kind of watching that saga real time, as to the island of billionaires when I met some of these really, really cool people. And the probably most impactful person I've ever met from this journey uh, was this guy that I met in St. Bart's who likes to keep a very low profile. And I've been thinking about just single sentence that he said for a while now. And it's honestly really changed my view as to what my goals are for a long period of time. All he said to me is, Josh, money's not real. He said, I don't care if I'm staying at a Motel 6 or a Ritz Carlton. Money does not matter. And when you think about it, money is not real. All it is a means for you to do whatever you want when you want to. And so now I would say this has been my goal for a while, but I thought I'll at least try and articulate it. It is grow my business to the highest possible degree, which I do love. I'm hyper obsessed with growing this business right now. But then park any excess capital that I get into passive income investments like a real estate. That one of my main goals is to learn everything about that when I work with this real estate billionaire next month, is to learn the game of real estate as to how I can collect passive income through my active income and use that as tax write-offs and all the other advantages that you get with real estate. And then also just other passive income streams like bonds and dividend paying stocks. If I can park all my excess income that I get into those vehicles over, let's say, a 10-year period, I will have enough passive income coming in to where I wouldn't have to work if I make a lot of money. Therefore, I would be 100% free. I would have a stream of income always coming in instead of just having to chase the next monthly income stream or monthly income check. Because what I see so many people do is they make a ton of money, but what they do is they just increase their lifestyle with that amount of income. Let's say you make $1 million a year, you buy $1 million, or you might buy a $2 million house with a $5,000, $6,000 mortgage on that. You buy a car for you and your wife, which is, another few $1,000s a month in car payments and loans. And your consumer spending, you go to dinner 4 or 5 times a week, you start spending a lot more on things that you otherwise would not have. And then your monthly expenses are now, $15,000, $20,000. So at the end of the year, you don't actually have that much money left after taxes. And then you're kind of just in the same loop. Whereas that's never really the position that I want to see myself in. So if I can increase my income to where, I'm making egregious amounts of money, let's say whatever that is for you or for me, and then I can learn the passive income stream and invest all my excess capital into those passive incomes and hopefully make enough money from the passive income that I can live off of that and hopefully still reinvest some of that excess passive income. So that would be the real goal with the business, because money is not real. All it is a tool. And the main reason initially when I wanted to start making money was because I wanted freedom. It was during COVID when I was locked down in my house. Before that, I thought I want to be a firefighter or something like that, just like a blue collared worker, because I thought it was a good wage. That's what my dad did, or he was an electrician. And I was like, that's a good living. But I realized you're not free. You have zero financial freedom. You can't go on vacation. You can't travel when you want to. You can't go to eat when you want to because you don't have the funds to do so. And I don't want to be living that kind of lifestyle. I want to do whatever I want. If I want to spend a few months just playing pickleball 4 or 5 times a day, I want to be able to do that, even though that's not necessarily the greatest thing in the world. If I'm having a ton of fun doing it, why can't I do that? Right? And if you have the income coming in through passive streams, then you can do whatever you want. You can work as hard or as not so hard on your business as you want to. And then you don't have the pressure of having to perform every single month or every single year or decade or whatever your goals are from a monetary standpoint. How can you actually structure this? Right now, for me, it just comes down to increasing my income, increasing my skill sets to where I can add more value for any company that I go into and increase their revenue and structure the deals in a better, more coherent way and learn from those people because I'm working with people much wealthier than me that have already done this, that are a lot older. So learn from those same people and then take, hopefully, some sort of knowledge from them advance it into what I'm currently doing. And even though I want to make a ridiculous amount of money, I don't care about spending money too much. That is not a huge dopamine stimulus of mine. For me, I get a lot more stimulus from having really good conversations with super successful people or getting really good workouts. For example, just yesterday, today's Thanksgiving, so yesterday, me and my buddy said, "Oh, let's do a half triathlon at the gym." He just texted me, said, "Let's do this." He's back from his college, and I was super excited. That was one of the most excited I've been for something. And I said, "Yeah, let's do it." So we did the bike and I ran and swam. We didn't do a full half triathlon, but we did all those three things and went pretty hard. And for me, that is a lot of fun and something that I want to pursue when an occasion like that comes up. I want to be able to train to do an ultra marathon per se, or do a lot of these crazy physical feats. But if I'm a slave to my business all the time, every single day, I will never have the time to pursue anything like that. And then I'll be 55, or sorry, that's not old. My mom would kill me if I said that. Let's say 75 years old. I'd be looking back and I'd be saying, shit, all I ever did was work all the time. And that's not what I want either. There has to be some sort of middle ground. Right now, for me, there's not. I still go to the gym every day, but I'm not actively pursuing some sort of physical feat, or it's harder for me to have close personal relationships with people because I'm so busy all the time and I neglect a lot of the things that would need to happen with that. And so right now, I'm not, I need, or I am loving spending 100% of my time on business. But guess what? That's my choice because I do have the freedom to do that. And if there's a few years at a time when I want to do nothing but grow my business, and I have this huge opportunity. And the same thing this guy from St. Bart's told me is when you have a huge opportunity, fortunately, with making money, it's not like baseball. You can't just hit one home run or you can't just hit one grand slam. You can hit it 9,000 feet out the park if you triple, quadruple, 10x down on something that's really working. And I found something that's really working. So I'm 5xing down and I'm enjoying that thoroughly to a very high degree. So I'm going to continue to do that. But that comes down to the freedom aspect where I have the freedom to do what I want when I want to. So I have such a fortunate life. Last night, me and my girlfriend and I met up with a bunch of friends. Apparently, I didn't even know this, but it's a big thing to go out the night before Thanksgiving. And we went out and I saw a bunch of people that I had known in the past. And I don't talk to really anyone that I went to high school with anymore. And when you see somebody and say, "Hey, what are you doing now?" I feel very awkward and almost embarrassed to say what I'm doing because most of my friends or people that I were acquaintance with are going to college and doing random things. And for me, it feels almost arrogant and cocky if I tell them what I'm doing because there's no way for me to underplay it because anything that I would say is it is very cool. What I'm doing right now is incredible by any means. I am so ridiculously fortunate and thankful for the position that I'm in, and I'm doing some super cool things. And so it's disheartening for me to want to, or my dad always told me never to brag because nobody cares. Uh, that was one of the main lessons that, and I've tried to incorporate that. But if I'm trying to tell an accurate representation if someone's interested in what I'm talking about, then the only way for me to play it off is tell them what I'm doing. And it is very cool. The places that I'm going, the people that I'm meeting, the people that I'm working for. It is really just unreal. And I'm almost embarrassed telling people that. And I don't know why, from a psychological level, that is. That I don't know. I don't even know why I'm saying this. It's Thanksgiving. There's so much to be thankful for. If you told me the position I would be in right now in life, let's say 3 years ago, when I was desperately trying to reach something like this, it is now that I'm here 100 times better than I could have even have dreamed of. I am further along, let's say 2, 3 years down the line than I ever could have dreamed of being. That's the power of compounding. If I looked at my spot where I was 2, 3 years ago and thought where I was going to be in 6 months, I had very, very little progress in those 6 months. But over a few year time horizon of sticking at one thing and pushing through, then it was remarkable the progress that was made. And that's why I'm so confident that if I spend another, let's say 5, 10, 20, 50 years on this, the compounding growth from year 10 to 11 from a monetary perspective is going to be just stupid numbers because that's what happens when things compound. They compound over a long period of time to such a high degree. It is incredible. And that's what I'm trying to do now. And now I have so many people who are supporting me to a very high degree, which also puts something like a stick in my ass per se, to want to continue along the line. So there are people that I can support when I'm in that position, and hopefully can fill up passive income streams uh, that's paying reoccurring revenue across the months or years, to where no one that I really care about needs to worry about money again. Even though I don't think I would just give somebody a bunch of money, because I think that would make someone more miserable. Now is not the time to talk about the psychology of that, but I've put a lot of thought about that just for future kids per se. If I were to have kids and made a bunch of money, even though that shouldn't be my concern now, it should be making money. But I have a lot of confidence in my ability to make money over a long period of time, to where I think about how I would raise kids, and if they were very affluent, how I would not want to engrave in them that they are rich, because they aren't. They have not earned anything. They were born, luckily, into a rich family. Whereas I don't know many people who were born into a rich family and then really kicked ass after that. Usually they plateau. And there's a lot of reasons as to why I think that would be. Again, not the purpose of this video. There is no purpose for the video. It's Thanksgiving. I have a massive stomach after eating an egregious amount of food with my family. So overall, it's great. I'm going to stop rambling as nobody cares. Goodbye.